Get ready for it!
Before Yuang eventually gives up, he keeps chasing Mo Fan and hitting him with ice walls. He tells Mo Fan that there is nothing he can do and he is so much stronger, which makes Mo Fan angry. He asks Yuang if he doesn't understand the situation he is in and tells Yuang that they aren't on the same level. He uses fire to break one of the ice walls, and he activates level 3 of his 2 powers. He throws the level 3 thunder magic as Yuang, and he follows with the level 3 fire magic. The thunder weakens the armor Yuang is putting on while the fire burns him beyond recognition. After doing that, Mo Fan walks to the audience, and everyone is shocked that he is a dual magician and he has also reached level 3 in each of the magic. It's unbelievable, and they all believe he is a prodigy. His classmates clap for him, and he walks to meet Master Mu. He tells Master Mu that he owes him an apology. He comes out. He tries to calm Mo Fan down, telling him not to overdo his strength. But Mo Fan says he doesn't need the apology and there is nothing such apology will do it for him. But Master Mu must apologize to his father who he had embarrassed some years ago. Mo Jiazing, who is also in the audience, stands up. Master Mu walks nearer to him, and even Mo Jiazing begs him that he doesn't need to do so and that they are fine. But Master Mu walks there and bows to him. He calls him brother and acknowledges that he had done too much that day. He apologizes to him, and Mo Jiazing tells him it is all good. He stands up and announces to everyone that Mo Fan has won the duel, and he now has access to the scared spring for his magic training. Everyone there claps for him, and they are excited to have a hero among them again. That evening, Mo Fan's teacher organized a celebration party for them. His classmates are happy for him, except Mu Bai and his friends. His classmates claim that heaven is a cheat, and the heavens gave Mo Fan 2 different great talents, which he had upgraded to level 3 while they are all still struggling with a weak talent. They all eat and are merry in appreciation for what they have watched that day. They ask Mo Fan if he will be training at the Scared Spring and if he will have to use the Star Chat magic, which is one of the strongest magic ever. That evening, Mo Fan calls his father. He rides on his bicycle and tells his father that he is coming home. His father asks what he will eat and if he should prepare a delicacy for him. But Mo Fan says he has dined with his friends. He just wants to come by and say hi to his father. He rides there. On the other hand, an unknown man meets with some members of the Dark Circle who has their eyes covered with some weird masks. He kneels before them to apologize for what had happened, and he says he doesn't know that Mo Fan had dual talent and he has failed. He promised them that he would repair things well, but they insist he has to be punished so he would understand the gravity of what he has done. So they pour some water on his head. The following week, on the day Mo Fan is to resume at the Sacred Spring, his friend, Zhang Xiaohu and a female friend, Yu, in his class are going to a training center together. He had promised to help her release her water magic because he is also using wind. She asks if he is really going to help her and says she is nervous to do anything, and she may not be able to connect her star path if he is with her. He reassures her to stay calm, and they keep walking. As they walk, they see Mo Fan coming out of a store with Zia Zin. Yu notices them and asks if that's not the day Mo Fan should be at the Sacred Spring. She wonders why he is going on a date when he should be training. And Zhang Xiaohu wonders if going to a random store is the same as going on a date. Yu says that when a man and woman go out together, it's a date, so Zhang Xiaohu asks her if they are also on a date. She gets flustered and walks out. That day is Zia Zin's birthday, and Mo Fan had brought her to buy anything she wants. Instead of buying something expensive, she buys a random bracelet, and he wonders why. As they walk, Zhang Xiaohu comes to meet them. He reminds Mo Fan that he should be in the spring, and he offers to take Zia Zin home while he goes to the spring. Mo Fan goes there and meets Master Mu, who asks why he has come late. Master Mu and Tang Yu take him to the inner side of the spring, and when they are about to depart, Tang Yu gives him the book on Star Chat so he can activate his magic Star Chat during his training. As he is about to enter the spring, he meets his team's captain with a lady. He asks why his captain is there, and he explains that the lady is the sister of the girl who was missing during the monster invasion at the Epigraph High School, and during their investigation, they found signs of water from the spring influencing the monster's attitude, so that's what they are researching about. Mo Fan enters the spring, and the water reacts to his pendant. He calms his pendant down, and they start training. The young lady goes to test the water, and they find out that it's the water from the spring, although it does the opposite job, which is to make the monsters angry and bring rage. They realize that's mostly what has caused the recent monster invasions. It's a rainy night, and Mo Jinxing goes to deliver some goods to the knight's office. After his delivery, the knights say the rain has a rare color, like urine, and Zhang Kong comes to tell them to take note of monsters, and suddenly, some monsters appear. Before leaving the spring, Captain tells the young lady guarding the spring that she should please take care of Mo Fan when he comes out. He claims it's difficult for a person to remain in a place for a week, so Mo Fan will need to meet a trusted hand when he comes out of the spring. Some mages are going on a patrol walk around. The head of the patrol teaches his subordinates that as light mages, their job is to use their lights to call the attention of the outposts if there is any monster attack. The other mages feel the use of a communication channel would be better, but he reminds them that using a phone is the best way to die because it will call the attention of the monsters to their location. As they walk, some monsters come out of the bush and they kill the first light mage. Immediately, the surviving night mage uses his alarm to call the attention of Zhang Kong's mountain outpost. And after a few minutes, he activates the second call for attention, which is Code Blue. It's impossible to use Code Blue unless there is so much emergency, and now the 2 night mages in the patrol team are dead, and the 2 surviving members are hiding. The last member suggests that they use the phone, but his master reminds him that the monsters are searching for them and that using a phone will make them die. The subordinates claim they don't have any light mages again, and if backup doesn't come, they will die, so every means is a death penalty. When Zhang Kong gets the second signal, he calls his mages to send out the Code Blood. They remind him that Code Blood can only be used in case of the worst emergencies. But he tells them that they have to be safe and they can't allow the entire city to be in trouble, so they send the Code Blood. Immediately the Code Blood is sent, and monsters also appear in the Bow City. They appear by the roadside and even in front of the school. As the students of Mo Fan's school are about to enter the school, they hear the school's emergency alert, and they wonder what is going on. Teacher Zhu tells them that there are monsters on the street and they should enter the school immediately. Kang Yu goes straight to helping the citizens and killing the monsters. She suddenly sees a Pterolicus, one of the strongest monsters ever, and she wonders what's happening. Xia Xin is also one of the people around. She tries to ride her wheelbarrow to safety. Meanwhile, in the spring, Mo Fan finds it difficult to connect the star power so he can activate his magic and become a nebula mage. He keeps trying to no avail and becomes exhausted. Zhang Kong keeps guarding the outpost without knowing what is happening in the city. He gets a notification that the city is under the monster's attack, and he commands his mages that they should divide themselves into 2. The first team should safeguard the people, while the second should kill the monsters. They wonder what will happen to the outpost if they have all gone, but he asks them what's the use of the outpost if everyone in the city dies. The monsters also get to the spring, and they surround the place. Master Mu and his guards and daughter try to run while Mu Ningzai reminds her father that Mo Fan is still in the spring, but he says they don't have time to save anyone. When they come out, they see the monsters surrounding them. Mu Ningzai quickly kills some and escapes with her father, although she is still bothered by Mo Fan. In the spring, Mo Fan remembers Tang Yu's words that he has to connect the 49 stars to create an orbit before he can successfully use the Star Chat magic. He realizes that's the reason she has given him the book, so it can aid him, and he flusters himself with the thoughts that she is in love with him. That is why she is going extra miles for him. He fantasizes about kissing her, and he falls. He stands to start his training, and when he starts, he sees monsters falling inside the spring. The masked secret men meet together. They claim that due to their main man's mistake, they now have to take a violent approach to their plan, and now the court will know of them. They claim their plan should go well, especially with the monsters helping them. The monsters arrive at the sacred spring. The young lady guarding the spring, Lin Yuxin, asks the guards to kill the monsters while she enters to meet Mo Fan. She introduces herself as the vice captain there, and she presses some codes, and the water in the spring drains into a bottle. She takes the water and tells Mo Fan they must leave. He asks her what is happening, but she claims she doesn't know. All she knows is that the outposts have been attacked, and some set of people called the Black Curia have created a water called the Spring of Rage which influences the monster's action. And the water is synonymous to the sacred spring, and they want the sacred spring, but they can't get their hands on it. He asks her if the city is safe, but she says she doesn't know. She tells him the Black Curia have added the Spring of Rage with the rain water, and now the monsters are everywhere. Just as they leave the spring through the back door, he looks at his family's safety. They arrive at the city and see monsters everywhere. The monsters aren't letting go of every opportunity to kill anyone. They run around the city and inside the school, killing everyone they find. A lot of school student mages are unable to activate their magic due to their nervousness, and even professional mages and nebula classes can't do much because they know how scary monsters can be. The situation is worst, and it's the first time such has ever happened at Bow City. The city flag has been removed, and sitting on the high walls of the city is a monster. Seeing the reality of things, Mo Fan is scared. The only thing on his mind is his father and Zia Xin, and also his friends at school. It is not enough that he is concerned about them. He really feels the need to do something, so he starts running. As he attempts to leave, Lin Yuxin asks him where he is going. He asks her if she is blind and if she doesn't see the situation of things. He tells her the question she is asking doesn't have an answer, and the place he is going is nowhere else but to find and save his family. She drags him back. She tells him she needs a favor from him. He wonders what she needs from him at that situation, and she tells him that she needs him to take the spring water to the safety barrier. She tells him the importance of the water getting to safety and says that if the Black Curia gets the water, it means that the entire city is doomed, and even the people he is trying to protect won't survive. She begs him to please help her out. He considers what she is saying, but he also thinks about his family. He doesn't want to lose his family, and he actually doesn't give a damn about the city, so he refuses all her pleas. He tells her he has a family to protect and the city can perish for all he cares, but she asks him if he thinks all the mages putting their lives in line do not have families. She tells him that the spring mages that are in the spring presently trying to fight the monsters also have families, but yet they hold down the monsters so he can survive alive. She claims she also had a family too, and the day her sister was taken away by the Cyclops, she was on a mission, and she didn't leave her mission because she wanted to save her family. She reminds him that he is also a mage and that the sole responsibility of a mage is to protect his people. He feels bad about his words, and he gives her his family portrait. He tells her that if she finds them anywhere, she should help him save them. He takes the water and sets out to find the safety barrier. Just as he has thought, as Zia Xin is riding around, a monster tries to attack her. Luckily, she finds a man who pulls her into a safety zone and kills the monster. Immediately she enters the others inside the room, screams at the man who has saved her and tells him to close the door immediately. He reminds them that there are still people outside, but they don't care, so they close the door. On the other hand, Mo Jiazing is at the outpost. He luckily survives from a monster and he starts driving to downtown to find his children. As he drives, he meets Muhi, who is struggling with his bad car. Muhi enters his car and tells him to drive to the safety barrier, but Mo Jiazing says he is going to downtown. Muhi wonders which kind of reckless decision is that and says that the monster attack started from the sacred spring, and that if Mo Fan is still alive, he will be at the safety barrier. But Mo Jiazing refuses. He asks Muhi to leave his car if he doesn't want to follow him. The rain eventually stops, and Zhang Kong feels he was too negligent to have allowed that to happen. One of his mages brings a situation report that the casualties in the city are too much. He attempts to go to the city, but his subordinate, Yang Zuo, offers to go, so he begs Yang Zuo to return alive. Mo Fan gets to the safety barrier, and he delivers the spring water. Meanwhile, at his school, his friends are in danger. They all feel too nervous to activate their magic, and they are dying. A young girl uses her wind magic at a rare time, and she survives, but after disappearing to another side, she meets another monster that kills her. Zhu Min and her friend keep running from the monsters, but when they can no longer run, she uses her fire, but it's too weak for the monster. Luckily for her, she meets Mu Bai, who uses his ice to kill the monster. They see a monster who is about to kill a boy, and they try to save him, but Mu Bai stops them. He tells them that unless they want to die, too, they shouldn't move too carelessly. The student with the thunder magic also helps some of his classmates to kill some monsters, while teacher Zhu also assists a girl to survive the monster attack. Mu Bai directs Zhu Min and some other girls to the stadium, and they try to kill monsters on their way. Mo Fan's friend, Zhang Xiaohu, and his friend, He Yu, is confronted by a monster, and he carries her and uses wind to disappear. When they reappear, they are confronted by another monster, so he throws her away and tells her to run while he decides to die. But Mo Fan appears and saves him. The monster doesn't die after Mo Fan's attack, so they unite wind and fire and kill it. After killing the monster, Zhang Xiaohu asks why Mo Fan isn't training in the spring. But Mo Fan tells him they aren't at the time to talk and they should all go to the stadium. All the students unite at the stadium, and Mu Bai arrives with Zhu Min and some other girls. The teachers and the head teacher are also with them, and they wonder what they could do to survive the situation. They all admit that it would be quite difficult for them to survive alone, so they start looking for options that best suit them. One of the teachers reminds them that there is a team of one-eyed wolves coming towards the stadium, and even if they don't die now, they will all eventually be food for these monsters. They claim they can't all remain in that place, and they have to move to a safer place. They consider that there is actually no place around that is really safe at the moment, and it is at that point that one of them remembers that there is indeed a safety barrier for them all. They decide that they should go to the safety barrier. However, with their large numbers, there is no way they can go there without the monsters sighting them, and if they are caught, they will all die. One of the teachers suggests that since they are teachers and they are more skilled than the students, they should go to the safety barrier alone. However, Teacher Zhu asks them what they mean, and he reminds them that they are teachers and their sole job is to ensure the students are safe. But they tell him that the city is on code black, and at that point, everyone should fight for their safety. Teacher Zhu refuses to do so, and he says he will never leave his students alone. Another teacher joins him, which makes the other ones feel bad. They bring up another suggestion that they should form a pioneer team which will go first and attack the monsters before the monster comes for them, then an Exodus team will follow. Teacher Zhu says he can bring up some pioneer students from the ace students of his class, and they can do it. He goes to assemble the students and tells them his plan. The plan seems like a death plan to most of them, so they claim they won't join the pioneer team. Jumin has a different opinion. If it means saving someone, then it's fine with her, so she accepts to join the pioneer team. Mo Fan arrives, but he is only watching them from afar. Zhang Xiao who asks him if they should go for the Exodus team, but he tells him he doesn't want to put his fate in the hands of the pioneer, that it's better to face the monsters head on. Mu Bai has almost the same opinion. He claims the Exodus team will be riskier than the Pioneer team, so he and his friends will be joining the Pioneer team. Mo Fan tells Zhang Xiaohu that it's better to face the risk than run from it, so in that case, the Pioneer team is better. Zhang Xiaohu wonders how he could calmly think of the situation, and he tells him that it is either they calmly die, or they rush into death. Irrespective of how they come at it, the probability that they will die is higher. So they join their colleagues and accept to join the Pioneer team. Seeing Mo Fan as part of the team makes some of the students more encouraged. On the other hand, Lin Yuxin is confronted by a monster. She tries to kill it, but the monster survives, so she falls. Luckily for her, young Zuo is around the corner, so he kills the monster on her behalf. She appreciates him, and he asks her what the Black Curia are looking for. She tells him that although she doesn't know, but she is sure it has something to do with the spring water. He asks if she has extracted the water, and she replies affirmatively, although she tells him the water is with Mo Fan because it will be a bigger risk if it is with her. They decide to split and find Mo Fan. They know the Black Curia won't suspect that it is with him, but they also feel although he is a star student, there is a level of monster he can fight. Mu Ningzhu arrives at the barrier with her father. She calls for emergency for her father and asks if Mo Fan has been there, and they say no. At the school, the Pioneer students stand at the front and activate their magic. Teacher Zhu takes them out, and he asks them to divide themselves and find out if there are monsters around. He asks their wind mages to check around, and Zhang Xiao who goes with the second wind mage, Zhang Yinglu. Zhang Yinglu notices a monster, but when she gets there, she can't find him again. The monster attacks her from behind and she screams and dies. Her noise calls her colleagues' attention. They are saddened that on their first trip, they have lost a teammate. Mo Fan finds another monster behind Yu, and he kills it. They bury Zhang Yinglu, and Teacher Zhu notices that even in the presence of a monster, Mo Fan is calm. He reveals that he had joined the city hunters for about 2 years, and he has trained killing monsters, but he has never been faced with that amount of monsters before. They sent Zhang Xiaohu to find the other monsters, and he cites 3. He tells them, and Mo Fan asks him to distract one of them while Mu Bai freezes the other, and the other people can kill them together. He tells them the best way they can survive is to fight together because it will be difficult to fight alone. He motivates them, and they also trust in his ability to keep them safe. They conclude the plan, and they get into action. Mo Fan gives everyone the means for them to attack. He tells Zhang Xiaohu that the one-eyed wolf can't attack in circles, so he should keep running and luring the one-eyed wolf towards slant lines, and the wolf would give up and never catch up. That is the plan, and Zhang Xiaohu goes to action. He hides behind a tree, and he thinks about the means Mo Fan asked him to attack. He feels he can have a perfect way to win, and he comes out and distracts the one-eyed wolf who is just eating his meal. The wolf notices him, and he runs towards him, leaving the food he is eating. The wolf keeps up even more than Zhang Xiaohu has expected. The wolf keeps running towards him so much that he can't keep up. He keeps running in slant lines, but when they get around the forest, the wolf uses the trees as leverage, and he jumps ahead, catching up on Zhang Xiaohu. The wolf scratches his body, but he keeps using his wind to run. His plan can no longer work because the wolf has used the trees as leverage. He keeps up with it until he can no longer do it. The wolf runs as fast as he runs, and he catches up with him, thereby injuring and scratching him. Zhang Xiaohu uses his wind to disappear, and he stops by a hut waiting for his death time. He sees the wolf coming to him, and he figures there is really no way he can survive. He wishes that a person would come and save him because he doesn't want to die, but he motivates himself that in the situation that they are in, there is no help coming for them. He realizes that he can't get help, and if he finds it difficult to kill the monster and the monster kills him, the monster will go to meet his teammates and kill them too. He recognizes his importance in the team, and he decides that he can't die in that situation. His nervousness and wish to live to make him activate his level 3 wind skills. He plans to use the skills in destroying the monster, so when the one-eyed wolf comes toward him, he starts his wing magic, fleeting shadows. He creates a shadow of himself, so the monster assumes he is fighting him. He disappears, and the monster attacks just air, thereby making him weak. He runs to another side, and he uses his shadow again. And when the monster gets distracted, he controls the wind to stab the monster. He struggles away from there and goes to meet his colleagues who are still battling with the monster. On the other hand, Mubai and his friend, Zhao Kunsen, approach the second monster. Mubai finds it difficult to freeze the monster with his ice, and he tells Zhao Kunsen that he can't freeze the monster and they will die. He asks Zhao Kunsen to tell the others and call for help, but Zhao Kunsen asks that they run away. He asks Zhao Kunsen if he thinks they can survive to the safety barrier alone. He freezes the monster, and they both run to meet their colleagues. Zhang Xiao, who meets with his colleagues and collapses on Hiyu's body. When they all see Mubai and Zhao Kunsen running, Mo Fan leaves the others to kill the almost dead monster that they are working on, and he goes to kill the monster chasing Mu Fan. He successfully kills it, and they all assemble.